Hey everybody, and welcome to Sports Central. I'm Mark Jackson. The guy to my right, his name is Kris Keprios, a superstar among superstars. Of
course.
Did you do the radio show last night?
I did, yeah.
How'd it go?
Good, very good. We're on a roll. This is my second show in a row I've been on, so I'm looking to set my personal best records.
Yeah, you kind of had to boot Neil Duncan, though.
Yeah, well, we booted you last week, so that was a good thing, right?
Yeah, I had to be in the naughty chair for some reason, I guess. But
yeah.
Hey, everybody, we've got a great show lined up for you, and talk about the NFL and a very special camp, Rock Camp 2012 in Lakeland with some NFL stars. It's going to be great. We also have the Mayfairies from Mayfaire by the Lake. What an art show that is, one of the best in the entire Southeast. And of course, the Ironman coming up here in just a few days. That will be exciting. Lance Armstrong's going to be here, but not to be outdone. And kids are hard to outdo. Ironman Kids.
Yeah,
it is
Iron Kids competition.
Iron Kids,
yeah.
and that is going to be, kind of cool too. They have different ages, and they have a masters or a senior division. So we'll find out what that's all about in just a few minutes. But Kris, we have a special guest and kind of a special topic here with a great cause, with some of the NFL's brightest superstars and certainly some past heroes, including Desmond Clark. So. With all of that said.
And this segment actually brought to you, or sponsored by Holiday Inn Express.
There you go.
In Suites, Lakeland I-4 North, a great property, so we thank them. But yes, Rich Humber joining us now from the Source Sports Academy, and you guys got a big camp coming up. Polk County has so many NFL stars that come and give back, and this is just one of them, and a great camp. So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about the camp and actually about your organization and what you do.
Source Sports Academy is really unique because it deals with combating the dropout rate. And it deals with it all the way from ages 2 to 22. So it's a good thing and unique in that respect. And we kind of utilize Camp Rock as a way to kind of bring attention to it, and then just be a great free opportunity where kids can come out and learn from these NFL guys a little bit of what they do.
Well, it's the NFL giving back to the community, too, and one of our local heroes, Desmond Clark,
yes.
Former Chicago Bear, and he's just a great guy. I remember sitting in the office one time, just shooting a breeze, and man, he's big. I mean, he's just a big man, but he has a big heart, too. He gives back to the community, does an awful lot, and bringing in one of my favorites, being a Green Bay Packer fan. We're talking a little bit off air about Charlie Pepra and some others, and they're really on a mission to help these kids and get them on the right track, get them to stay in school and use their talents, whether it's academically or in sports. But hey, the end of the journey isn't scoring a touchdown or hitting a home run. It's something else.
Yeah. Well, it's a great thing because he originates from Guyana. And he's got a great story, so I'm not going to start telling it, but it's a great opportunity for him to tell a little bit about that and that experience. And Desmond, I was fortunate enough to grow up and play ball with Desmond, and when he wasn't so big. So now he's a lot larger now and done a lot of things. So it's a good thing for them to kind of come and give back, and we're fortunate enough during that time to have some guys that are prospective or pro prospects this year that'll be available. College guys that are familiar with our program and come through our program will be there to share. And it's just a really good time that even our alumni can come back and really give into it. We're fortunate enough to have even the Pouncey twins came through at one time along with that group.
Oh, wow.
So it's a good tradition. I'm fortunate enough to have been involved with a lot of their lives and influencing and played my part.
Well, you were a teacher at one time.
Yes, I was at Evangel Christian, and gave me an opportunity to just kind of start the platform, but also to see the needs. So we've been fortunate to partner with some organizations like New Beginnings High School out of Lake Alfred, where they don't have those alternative schools. They don't have those athletic outlets. They have the academics, and so we're fortunate enough to partner with Ashley Wright, Deborah Wright, and Linda Brown, and that organization there with Darrence McGriff, and just I don't want to forget anybody because all these people play such active roles from Thomas Williams on down. So it's a unique thing, and local pastors that get involved, like Pastor Brown and Pastor Sykes in Mulberry, they come together with Victory. Victory Church is another one that's come in there and allowed us to utilize that facility. And
great ministry.
Yes, tremendous.
Yeah.
And their support along with the Dream Center enables us to do what we're able to do. This is a great platform on June 8th and 9th down at the Dream Center for the dinner, and we're holding a breakfast along with the other camp activities on the 9th at Victory, and it gives us a great platform for these athletes to share their stories, for us to recognize the high school athletes that we have now coming out, and honor the ones that are graduating, going into Georgia Southern and other great schools. But the high school athletes like Freddie Stevenson, nationally ranked, a lot of nationally ranked athletes have come through our program.
Wow.
So it's a great time. It's a great time.
Well, the mantra is spirit, soul, body, the total student and athlete.
Yes,
So it's mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah.
And combining those, and then getting the superstars in to say, hey guys, even if you don't become the next Aaron Rodgers or Desmond Clark or Charlie Peffer or whatever it may be, there's a lot more to life than
sport. And even with some of the guys that are prospective pros that come in, we have guys flying every weekend to find out, if they can make it, or be that, maybe they just want that extra approval that they can make it.
Yeah.
And we try to give that to them as they graduate college, and they're coming back. Actually, a lot of those guys will be back on June 8th, on June 8th and 9th, as that event kicks off what we call training camp, to get some of those guys ready. So they'll be working with some of our elite high school guys, and they'll also get into some extra training as well. We have a great trainer that runs our next level facility down in Brandon, and Aaron McLean. I would be remiss to not talk about Aaron McLean.
Okay.
He does a lot of work for us on that note, but it's a great time during training camp, and we're looking at doing some great joint ventures in July to play a couple of athletic games as exhibition. We definitely will be finalizing those dates in the next couple of weeks, so we're looking forward to making this thing a little bit more holistic. All the guys can come around.
Well, and you mentioned that it's taking place in Lakeland, but you also mentioned some other communities around Polk County. So this isn't just for Lakeland residents. Anybody can come.
Anybody in West Central Florida. Really, we have some kids coming all the way from down in Broward and Dade County.
Wow.
We have anywhere we have athletes. Our athletes, we believe in kind of franchising out our community concepts, and they take heart to it. We had a young kid from all the way in Chicago, Thomas Westbrook, and another one from Kansas City. They're doing great things in their communities as they'll come back in here in June and July and share their experiences. As one, Charles McDonald graduated from Cornell, and so he's pursuing his pro opportunities while being here and being a part of our program. So we're extending out.
Rich, people want more information about this. Our viewers think, this is unbelievable. This is fantastic. I want to know more about that. Where can they go? Is there a website, a phone number?
They can actually go to sourcesports.org. I always break it down like Source Magazine, sourcesports.org. And whenever they go there, they can take a good look at all the things we have to do, that we do in terms of education, some statistics, and they'll see a lot of the things that we do on the weekends. We're always doing something. And they can always call 407-731-4379 for more information, and speak with any one of us.
On sourcesports.org.
Sourcesports.org.
Where does your passion come from for this?
Oh, wow. Honestly, it's not from coaching.
That's a network question. I was going to throw it out because I know you can handle it. Go ahead.
It's not from coaching. It really comes from having seen these young kids coming from the earliest stages and developing, and as long as when they stick with the program, and the people that we have to support us in doing it continue to come together. When you see a kid come all the way through high school, all the way through college, and I've even seen them make the decisions. We had a young man, Kris Rogers, who worked in the corporate office for Under Armour, but he literally graduated from Alabama, got a master's degree, and had an opportunity to go try out for the Packers of all things. And he said, you know what, I want to go into the corporate world. That's a big change when he's finally come all the way through, considering the difficulties he had just to get there. Yeah. And so that's the reason why I do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's good stuff.
And again, it's give us the dates and times and everything. Because really, it's a 2-day. It's not just your typical 1-day camp.
It's a 2-day. It's a 2-day event. On the evening of Friday, June 8th, we're actually having at 6 o'clock. The doors will open. 6:45. We actually start, but we're actually honoring a lot of the high school athletes that we've got, the ones that are leaving. but we're also recognizing some businesses in the area for some of the great things they do in the community. And it's a great time for those NFL players to show and talk about their experiences to the kids that attend. So we definitely always encourage getting those kids there in the building to hear those stories.
I'd definitely like to attend. I mean, that would be a trip, and of course, I want to meet Charlie Pepra. And
Definitely, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is a good thing. That's some great stuff. Yeah. Rich, thanks so much for joining us. What a fantastic message! What a great mission, and we wish you the very, very best of luck. And if we can ever do anything for you, please don't hesitate to give us a call. That it's one of those things that's so important to our community.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. Well, another event that we all believe is good for the community is the Bartow Stinger Shootout. Some of the best high school players in the state of Florida participated, some of the best teams. It's a great event, some great talent with some great results. Check this out, everybody. Kris and Mark will be back right after this.
Neil Duncan here at the 2012 Stinger Shootout. 10 Polk County teams against 10 of the best basketball teams in the state of Florida. Let's take a look at some of the action. Here with the Winter Haven head coach Tyrone Woodside. And coach, take a loss there to a very good Dr. Phillips team, but how does the Stinger Shootout get you ready for the playoffs?
Well, it allows us to play against playoff caliber teams. Dr. Phillips is a very quality program, and it allows us to work on some things. We had some new players that were playing games for the first time, and we wanted to be able to see how they were handled. So there's a lot of experimenting going on, but it allows you to play playoff basketball in a quality atmosphere.
You know, great basketball up here in Polk County, which is why we wanted to come up here. We're real excited to participate in this event, and looking forward to coming back next year.
Neil Duncan here for Sports Central, and caught up with Terrence McGriff, head coach of Bartow High School and the czar of the Stinger Shootout. Coach, how's it going so far this year?
Games are going great. We've had really good teams. The county teams are better, but they're not winning. They're only about 2-5 against the out-of-county. We've got some really good out-of-county teams.
That's it here from Bartow High School. Back to the studio in Sports Central.
Hey, welcome back from the Bartow Stinger Shootout. A great event, great championship event with some super athletes. We certainly hope you enjoyed it. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Jackson, if you just joined us. And the gentleman to my right, Kris Keprios, my co-host. As always, it's just a pleasure to sit here. And, you know, Hank Longo, I don't know what happened to him.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But I'm here, though, so I'm happy to be here 2 weeks in a row. Just 2 shows in a row.
You're just
I think
rocking.
I'm on schedule for the next one, too. I'm just keep the ratings come up when I'm here. So
I knew that.
Here.
I knew that, and that's
they've been asking,
making executive decisions there. But that's some good stuff. We have somebody to thank, I believe.
We do. Abuelos. The segment brought to you by Abuelos, a great place to go in Lakeland.
Oh, it's awesome. If you've never been to Abuelos, it's fantastic, and they have great service there too. Always enjoy that. So it's in Lakeside Village. It's just off of the Parkway, and you just get off there by Lakeside and enjoy the. You can even sit outside, turtle European like.
Very nice.
You can talk Europe if you want to.
Is that okay?
Well, everybody, we have another unbelievable event here in Polk County that people are just absolutely abuzz about, and of course that's the Ironman. The headliner for this year, the event actually was held in Disney for many, many years, and because of some good recruiting successes and some logistical issues at Disney, which too bad for them, good for us, Ironman's going to be in Polk County in the beautiful city of Haines City at the Lake Eva Park. It's coming up. It's coming up soon. But along with the Ironman and Lance Armstrong, 7-time Tour de France winner, we have Iron Kids and a triathlete by his looks, if you can't tell. His name is Patrick McGee. And Patrick, thanks so much for joining us. And are you going to compete, by the way, in the regular Ironman?
Unfortunately, I won't be competing in this one. I have one planned a few months down the road, but I'll be out there working it and making sure all athletes are safe out on the bike course for Sunday for the Ironman race.
Well, it is going to be a grueling event, and I mean it's some tough stuff. But I know that Lance, if he's going to compete in the big one in Hawaii, the big Ironman, that he has to win a 70.3 to go, is my understanding.
Well, there's a couple different ways that he'll be able to participate, and I'm not sure on all of them. We're trying this new point system with our pro athletes, where you compete in a number of events, and depending on the place you get, determines the amount of points that you get to qualify for our championship races. If he's to win the Haines City event, then he will qualify for the Ironman 70.3 championship in Las Vegas. That's a few weeks before the big Ironman out in Kona, Hawaii, but still equally as competitive, and he's got some training to do, and he's got his work cut out for him. So we're looking forward to it.
But then the kids portion, which you work on, that's just amazing to think these kids go out there. They'd beat me, I'm sure. But talk a little bit about that and the difference between the Iron Kids, obviously, and the Ironman 70.3.
To tell you the truth, there's not a whole lot of difference. Obviously, the age difference is there, and we make sure that the athletes compete in an age-appropriate distance. We don't want a 6-year-old out there riding his bike for 56 miles, at least not yet. No, it's just like the Ironman race, except for it's for athletes between the ages of 6 and 15, and they, like I mentioned, they'll compete in age-appropriate distances, anywhere from a 300-yard swim to an 8-mile bike, and then a 2-mile run, and then it just kind of breaks down from there, depending on the different age categories.
One of the things that's really kind of interesting is we've always talked about water skiing being America's family sport, but Ironman and triathlons now have really become a family sport by virtue of the fact, you can swim together, you can run together, you can cycle together. And are you seeing that area increase, more kids coming up? I mean, tell us a little bit about the trends that you're seeing. I mean, the guy in your position has a unique view, of course.
Absolutely, and it kind of works both ways. Either the kids will get into it and the parents will follow, or the parents are already in it and the kids, will want to be like mom and dad. And we really encourage, through Iron Kids and through Ironman to train together, to go out there and ride your bikes, to go for a run, to swim in the pool. We really want to encourage that, to really bring families closer together and to live a healthy, active lifestyle. And that's one thing that we're aiming for with these events as well. The Iron Kids race is on Saturday, so it gives the kids a chance to really participate and be a part of the sport. And then they can come out and watch mom and dad on Sunday and cheer them on.
Okay, well, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, are you a native Polk Countian? Are you a Floridian? Or are you a Wisconsinite? Or whatever?
I've lived here in Florida for about 12 years now. I moved here from the great state of Texas.
All right. We're in Texas.
Just outside of Dallas-Fort Worth. Okay. So I did a lot of growing up here. I went to college over at USF in Tampa. And
the Bulls. That's
go
good.
Bulls, go Bulls. And I am now a St. Petersburg resident. But I've been traveling, over here to Polk County and to your great city for the past few weeks to help plan the event, and really got to see, multiple portions of it, including the 56-mile Ironman bike course and the 13-mile Ironman run course. So I've really got to enjoy being out here and being a part of this great city.
And we were talking before we came on the air about the registration so far, and it's looking great for both the Iron Kids and the 70.3 event.
Absolutely. I think the 70.3 is reaching capacity. I think there's a few more spaces available if anybody out there wants to come and race the Ironman race on Sunday. But for the Iron Kids, our registration is looking really good. We'll definitely still have spots available for anyone who's interested in participating. We'll have on-site registration on Friday afternoon, May 18th from 12 to 7.
At Lake Eva Park.
At Lake Eva Park. You can also go to ironkids.com for any information about the event as well as registration information. So if anyone's interested in coming out to participate, they can go to ironkids.com and they'll find all the details. And they can also come out on Friday and just see what it's all about, and they might want to register. And if not, we encourage everyone to come out on Saturday and Sunday just to see what the sport of triathlon is about.
Let's talk about that for a little bit, because getting into this, people may come out and they see these people riding 56 miles. They're swimming
1.2 miles.
1.2, and then running
13.
Okay.
13.1.
13. There we go. Anyway, that appears to be pretty daunting. But even for the kids, you've scaled it down so they can, get involved. How do you encourage children to say, hey, this is a cool sport, you need to give it a shot, and you don't have to be a star runner, star swimmer, star bicyclist. You just have to do all three.
Right. Actually, kids, we really want to encourage all kids to come out and participate. A kid will swim in the pool on a Saturday afternoon, and then he'll ride his bike around the neighborhood, and then he'll run around and play tag with his friends. That's a triathlon. It's just putting the three of them together, and really going out there and having this organized race will really help kids not only stay active and fit, but give them to something, a goal to work towards. Most kids are, in fairly good shape and can run around and swim and ride their bike. You just have to put them together, and you can call yourselves an Iron Kid.
And we were talking earlier about how it's a family sport. Do you see with the registrations so far that a lot of the kids that are participating have parents that are? It's a kind of a family effort, or? Absolutely,
and it's kind of mixed. Some kids have chosen this as their sport that they would like to pursue. A lot of kids choose soccer, kids choose baseball, a lot of kids choose triathlon, and we think that's great. Other kids, their moms and dads will be racing on Sunday morning, so they'll come over and they make a family affair and make a big weekend of the sport and of the event and of Ironman and of Iron Kids.
But, as a St. Petersburg resident, you've been coming over for a couple of weeks now, and of course working with Polk County Sports Marketing and the city of Haines City. How's the reception been in Haines City?
Oh, they've been great. We really enjoy it, and Lake Eva Park is absolutely fantastic. It's a
hidden gem.
It really is. It's a great venue, and when we moved the event from last year, at Disney, that's really appealing to a lot of families who want to come over and participate. But they say, well, where's Haines City? And I said, well, it's in the heart of Polk County, and it's an absolutely fantastic venue. It's perfect for a race. It's perfect for families. They have the park there. They have the
safe.
Yeah, it's safe. They have the park there. They have the pool there that athletes can swim and can play in. They have a great playground, and they have that new great Legoland that we really want to encourage everyone to come out and visit as well.
Yeah, that is something else. One of the things, because you got to get your hands around it. But for kids that are 6 years old to 8, when you think of triathlete, you don't think of a 6-year-old, but it's a 50-yard swim for these kids, and a 2-mile bike ride, you know, and 500-yard run. I mean, that's not too daunting.
No, it's not. And, you know, it's a great division. You know, you can see kids as young as 6 years old really competing out there and being part of this great sport that, you know, we really want to promote, and this great healthy and active lifestyle.
And you mentioned also, you know, earlier you were talking about people watching. It is, you get a lot of spectators for this event, so people can come out and just watch these athletes.
Absolutely, and one great thing about Lake Eva Park is everything is really contained. You know, the transition area where they keep their bikes is right there, and then you have Lake Eva, which is, you know, this great, fantastic body of water that, you know, a lot of people can see from all points. And then our finish line is right in the middle of Lake Eva Park, so there'll be a lot going on down there. Wow. We'll have our Iron Kids and Ironman Expo going on. We'll have the finish line. We'll have entertainment going on in the band shell. So it's really going to be a great spectator event for everyone to come out and watch.
One quick question, actually two.
Sure.
If people want more information, is there a website that they can go to?
Absolutely. For more information about the Iron Kids event, they can go to www.ironkids.com. Okay. You'll find all the information you could ever want, and you'll
then some,
and then some, and look specifically for the Iron Kids Florida event.
Okay.
And they can get more information about the event.
Man, that's fantastic. What an opportunity for the kids in this area. We really appreciate your efforts, and it does start on May 19th, but you can go on Friday to kind of see. And I know for a fact that people are here swimming, they're here running the track or the route, and they're cycling the route, and hundreds of them.
Absolutely.
Every single weekend. We were just like, really? But I knew that the one I'm real familiar with is the Ironman up in Panama City, and people would come in 2 weeks in advance, and they'd literally take a vacation and they would train for 2 weeks in that environment.
Absolutely, and you know, that's one thing that we like to see, and you know, we like to encourage.
So do we.
Is you know, people coming to visit the city and really you know, getting to know the course, and you know, training and practicing, and you know, really honing their skills. And you know, we want to encourage, you know, everyone to come out here and see beautiful Haines City and be a part of beautiful Polk County.
Oh man, fantastic! You put that on a commercial.
There you go.
That was great stuff. Hey, Patrick, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me.
Great
it's
information
been great,
and all of that type of stuff, and we appreciate what you're doing right here in our community, because it's good for our community.
You're welcome, and we'll look forward to having everybody out on May 18th, 19th, and 20th for the Iron Kids and the Ironman race.
Fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, another special event actually that took place on March 1st. We have some great footage of some of your favorite Major League Baseball stars, but not on the diamond, actually on the golf course. It was called the Major League Scramble with the Detroit Tigers. Some great action and some great stars, and maybe a funny clip or two. Check this out. Kris and Mark will be back right after this.
And Kris Keprios here at the 2012 Major League Scramble. Kris, another fine field.
Yeah, it is the best of the best from the Tigers, from around the community as well. It all goes to a good cause. It's hard to believe we're here again already. The year goes by very fast, but spring training's here again, and it's going to be a fun day.
17th annual Major League Scramble, and it's had a few different homes, but settled in nicely here with the city of Lakeland and Cleveland Heights.
Yeah, beautiful course. They've put a lot into refurbishing some of the brand new green on 9A. So we're going to go check out the course, see all the great changes they've made. It's a beautiful course, and it's going to be a good day.
Well, with all those the money put into the course, let's go see how Mark Jackson has hacked it up out there.
Yeah, well, they'll probably have to put a lot more in now after he's been out there for a while.
All right, let's take a look at some of the action here from the 2012 Major League Scramble. Here with Ron Myers, Director of Operations for the state of Florida for the Detroit Tigers. And Ron, 17th annual Major League Scramble. What does it mean to the Tiger organization? I know what it means to the Polk County community in Lakeland, but what does it mean for the Tigers?
Well, again, 17 years. We haven't been involved all that time, but for the majority of it. And for the players, it's a break. You know, it's they come out. This is a great golf course because we have 27 holes, so it moves along quickly. but the fellowship, the people they meet from the Lakeland and Polk County community, the players enjoy it. We had over 35 players and coaches participate, so that shows right there that they're willing to come out here and get to know other people and have a great day. We love Lakeland and Polk County. I think when you come out to Tiger Town and you pull into LK Line Drive and Willie Horton Way, there's not too many other complexes that have streets named after some of their ex-alumni players. So that right there shows you how proud we are to be in Lakeland and Polk County, and we hope to be here for a long time.
Here with Rick Purcell, and Rick, 17th Annual Major League Scramble. I know you've been out here more than one time, and we appreciate you coming out. And what does this event mean to the Tigers?
Well, it's great to come out here and play with everybody, and it's for a good cause, and just come out, have some fun, and play some golf.
A lot of expectations going into this season, and how's Coach Leland to keep those expectations down, because it's a long season?
Yeah, I mean, Skip's been great. Obviously, he's a great manager. He knows how to keep us focused and keep us the eye on the goal. Which is obviously getting to a World Series. It takes a lot of hard work, and we're just looking forward to competing this year.
Well, hopefully when you come back next year, we'll be celebrating a World Series championship, and you can be showing off your ring for us.
Absolutely.
All right, good luck this season.
Thank you.
Not only do we have great baseball players here, but we have great golfers in Charlotta Sorenstam. Sorry, I stumbled on that. But fantastic event. We're so happy to have you here in Lakeland.
Well, thanks, Neil. I'm happy to be here, too, and get a nice day on the golf course with some wonderful people.
I saw you were giving some tips there. Is that free tips that they're getting?
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's why they chose me in this group.
That's right. Tell us a little bit about what's going on over at the Academy and how people can get involved over there.
Well, we got golf schools running pretty much all year long, but our busy season, of course, is winter time here, October to May, and we have theonigaacademy.com. You can check out our website, and you can get all the information you need right there.
Well, we've run out of A-list celebrities, and we're going to go to the B-list. Scott Newell here from Central Florida Trust. And, Scott, how you hitting them today?
It's not been a good day for me. Our pro, who has really got a great baseball swing. He's got another career after his other career.
So Rick Purcell is carrying you is what you're telling me?
That's pretty much the way I'm telling you. Yeah, he's carried us pretty much all day.
Well, how's the snook fishing down in Boca?
Snook fishing is about to kick in, and tarpon season will be rolling in here pretty shortly, so we're looking forward to getting down there.
Caught up with Bill Tinsley, and I believe Bill's been here all 76 years, and the Tigers have been here. Is that correct?
I've been here close, 42 years. 42 years, but let me tell you, that's not a record. Al and Willie Horton have been here. This is their 52nd year coming to Lakeland, Florida. 52 years that they're part of our fiber in Lakeland.
Well, Bill was the Parks and Recreation Director for a year, and now special liaison. Is that correct, to the Tigers?
Special liaison to the Tigers, and a lot of people are really confused about what that is.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm one of those people.
Now here with Brock Whitmire, General Manager here at Cleveland Heights. And Brock, what a fantastic event for Cleveland Heights, but what great condition you guys have got this golf course in.
Absolutely, Neil. We've had, well, first of all, Mother Nature's been great. We had a great mild winter, and it's helped us. but the city commission and the city's got us the resources, and Cleveland Heights is back, and we're real excited about what's going on here.
But that's going to do it here from Cleveland Heights. For Kris Keprios, I'm Neil Duncan. Back to Sports Central.
Welcome back from the Major League Scramble at Cleveland Heights Golf Course in Lakeland, Florida, everybody. That was a heck of a fun event, but unfortunately, Kris, Brandon Inge didn't get a chance to play this year. I think his parents were coming down, and, well, he just released by the Tigers, too. That was not good news, but when you hit 100, your batting average is 100.
Yeah,
it's not going to work in the majors.
He's a great defensive player, and I think he's a good offensive player too. I think it's going to be good for him to have kind of a change of scenery. And he's been with the Tigers for 12 years, and now he's a member of the Oakland A's. It was weird. I watched his first game with the A's. It's weird to see him wearing a green Oakland A's number 18, but. Great guy, though. But, yeah, we had a lot of fun out there. Did you see me eating the popsicle there at the end? Dairy Queen was out there on the course.
That's Linda Brown and her crew were out there giving us all sorts of ice cream.
It's a great event.
I like snacks.
Yeah,
definitely. It's all about the snacks, everybody.
But this segment is not about the snacks. Travel Lodge, brought to us by Travel Lodge, so we want to thank them for this.
Yes, in Lakeland. Yeah. Good folks, and a good place to put up the old fogey and his stogie if you don't want him staying in your home. But
sure.
Do you remember that commercial?
I don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Kids these days, you know, they just you probably don't even remember the original Batman or Mr. Ed or any of those good TV shows.
I've seen them on what's that show, Nick at Night now, where they play the older shows. Yeah,
good stuff. And I don't think the beautiful ladies we have with us right now will remember either. They're too young.
Okay.
Yeah. Spring chickens.
Yes. Big event, though, coming up. We always look forward to this event, the Mid-Florida Mayfair by the lake. And I know you always look forward to having the Mayfairies in for the show.
Yep.
I'd like to be here.
But
I could just ride back and forth with the Mayfairies all day. Don't even go to the art festival.
Well, you have a volunteer now, so there you picked up a volunteer on the show. But Brenda Friedman and Maya Beck join us now, so thank you all so much. It's right around the corner. It's coming up soon.
Not this coming weekend, but the next weekend, yes.
That's a huge event, though. I mean, it's just such a fun event.
It's fun. It's good for everybody in the family, all age groups, and we get about 65,000 over the weekend.
That's a lot of ferrying.
That's a lot.
The Mayfairies.
Yes.
And the exhibitors obviously set up all around Lake Morton for those that aren't familiar with the event. But like you said, the thousands and thousands of people come in from all over to see all of this, and what a beautiful setting too, Lake Morton.
It's a beautiful setting. We have about 155 artists this year from all over the state, and there's a few even outside the state. We probably have 10 or 15 people from as far as California, Oklahoma. So they come and they set up, and they have a beautiful, venue on Lake Morton, and they show their artwork. It could be clay, it could be watercolor, it could be oil and acrylic. It's a wonderful time.
You have some music there too. There's a guy I remember a few years ago that was, I think that one of his albums was Lava. And I can't remember what this guy's name, acoustical guy. Man, he was good.
Yeah, we do. We have a couple of different artists, musical artists within the show itself, and then we have community volunteers who come up and perform on the library stage. And we have a lot of really good ones this year, so it should be interesting. And then of course we have our Mayfair Saturday night with our band. We have the Rogues, and opening for them will be Quittin' Time. So a lot of music.
Big fireworks and everything.
9 p.m. on Saturday night.
Saturday night, that's a big party there, and there's food and all sorts of good snacks there.
Yes, Saturday night is at Lake Mirror, and it's from 5 to 11. There is the Mayfair Classic 5K, and that starts at 7.
Can people still sign up for that?
Oh, yes, you can sign up even the day of the event.
And you can go to lakelandrunnersclub.com to sign up for that event.
You guys are just a wellspring of information.
And that is probably the largest 5K in the county, really. You get thousands of people for that. I've participated.
You going to run in that?
Yeah, I have the last 3 years, but I haven't been running as much, so it'd be tough. I might pass out if I get out there and try and run 3 miles just like that. I might have to start training this week. But
you can walk a little too. It takes some walkers.
I don't know. I like to run the whole way if I'm going to do it. But no, it's a great event, and the Runners Club does a great job with that. But you also get the nice shirt too with the artwork from the Mayfair, which changes every year. Talk a little bit about that and this year's featured art.
Do you want to do that, or do you want me to do that?
Go ahead.
This year is our first year to use black and white photography. The artist is Laurie Coppage. She is from Jacksonville, Florida. And it's a very ethereal piece, and we've gotten lots of mixed comments regarding the piece. Some people love it, and some people aren't quite so sure, so it'll be interesting to see what the...
Ethereal.
That might be the biggest word ever used on sports. It's kind of I've seen it though, it's very interesting. It's kind of an eerie looking photo, right? Yeah. Is that what you meant by ethereal?
Yeah.
It's a synonym for ethereal, eerie. We're having a little educational session here today too. No, it's for those that don't know, that artwork is used throughout everything each year, and it's something different every year. How is that chosen? How do they pick what artwork is done?
You can take that one.
Well, we have to make I have to correct myself,
though,
because the ladies corrected me before we came on, and I didn't follow through.
Okay.
MidFlorida.
I said that.
Mayfair by the lake.
You did.
MidFlorida, who had very supportive of what you guys have been involved in over the years, and Kevin Jones. I actually got our master's degree together.
Yeah,
good. Sharp guy, but very supportive of Mayfair. So I have to stand corrected. I do at home too, on a regular basis. But that's
we
okay.
love our sponsors. We have to recognize them all the time.
Sure. Yeah.
But so the image is from Laurie Coppage, and she was an artist in the show last year. She happened to be our best of show last year, but we choose an artist from last year's show, and then we work with them on an image that they possibly have already had, or they create something new for us.
Wow.
And so from this year's show, we will pick an artist for the image for next year.
Pretty cool too. I don't know if how many of our viewers know this, but the Polk Museum of Art is now a Smithsonian affiliate, which is like huge.
Yes.
It's just such to me, it's a big deal. I think it's unreal that we have a museum in Polk County that's a Smithsonian, that's a hard word to say, Smithsonian affiliate. And some really cool stuff coming up about that. We're probably going to either have to bring you guys back and or Claire Orologas, the new executive director, who is doing a marvelous job there. But this new affiliation is going to be a big deal too, and hopefully it'll make an impact on the attendance this year. We always pray for good weather. And usually always have good weather.
Yeah, and we talked a little bit about the setup of the event, but people it's not just about looking at the art, they can actually purchase art all around, and the kids area. Talk about what people can experience that day, families, as they come out.
Oh, families. There's parking at Florida Southern College, so you can hop on a little shuttle. It takes you down to the art festival, and there's May ferries that take you around. So if you have little kids, or you're taking your mother and they want to take a little break and get from one end to the other, they can do that. Wow. There's the Kids Zone is in the museum parking lot between the library and the museum, and there's children's artwork that they can work on and make themselves. They usually have something for their mothers that they make, a card or a flower or something. There's some.
All of that is free.
Yes, all of that is free.
The entire event is free. I mean, you can buy food and beverages and things there, but the event is free for everyone.
That's where Mary Beth, she just drops me off at the kids' art area and says, make me a card or something. And she goes around and does her thing, and glue and popsicle sticks and whatever.
You really have done that, it sounds like. But we were talking with Patrick, though, from Iron Kids about getting children active early in triathlon. The same idea with the kids area at the MidFlorida Mayfair by the lake is to get them active in learning about art early on, right? Is that
right, yeah. You just want them to be exposed to all the beautiful art that's available here in Lakeland. And we have outdoor sculptures. I mean, and there's lots of venues for them to learn. And hands-on, they want to touch and feel and get the textile feeling of everything. And then they come into the museum as well. The museum's free for that weekend.
Wow. Oh, it is?
Absolutely. You can come
you can go in and see Paley's exhibit.
Albert Paley's exhibit, yes. And
that's really cool.
So they can come in and sometimes they have a little scavenger hunt. So I'm not quite sure if that's happening this year, but you can bring your child in and go look at the exhibits. And upstairs there's an exhibit about different countries and how they live and the food that they eat. And so it's very nice.
That's
so
pretty
really,
cool.
Yeah, it's a whole weekend of events. We mentioned the 5K. You have the kickoff party as well. We haven't really even talked about that.
Oh, that's on Friday.
Yeah.
Friday night.
Brenda?
5:30 to 7:30 inside the museum. So we have the kickoff party on Friday night, then Saturday and Sunday, 9 to 4 is the actual art show, and then Mayfair Saturday night begins at 5:30. I usually don't get there that early. I'm still busy down at the art show, but about 5:30 until 11.
Any suggestions for parking for folks? I know it's always, people want to know. We need to give our viewers a little tip, if you will, from the experts on where a good place to park would be, and is there, you run ferries from designated parking spots, and where would be a good one if people have a tough time getting around?
Absolute best, easy to get in, easy to get out, is the Florida Southern parking lot on McDonald. Okay. And then we have a little shuttle that will take you down directly to the art show, and it's convenient, it's free, and no negatives to it.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, and
then, ladies and gentlemen, you actually get something special. Inside tips you could get nowhere else, but right here on Sports Central.
And you learn new words like ethereal.
Ethereal, that's a big word.
We've covered the whole thing today.
Yeah.
But you mentioned the Mayfair Saturday night. The coolest thing, we were talking about the 5K, that it's like almost like a party all around that course as you're running. People are cheering you on. You run down Success, and people are in their yards. They're spraying you down with water. Having fun. It really is a great 5K event, and then you finish right there at the Mayfair Saturday night. So it just kind of ties it all together.
That's one of my favorite parts of the whole event, because the fireworks, they have great food. You can get all sorts of beverages there and kind of just mill around, watch the race. And it's just fun.
Bring
just
a blanket,
fun to hang out.
bring some chairs, come hang out with your family. There's food and drink, and it's a nice little celebration.
All about
It's all free.
We're going to be all over that.
Yeah, the entire weekend. Well, of course, the 5K you have to pay to register, but you get some great stuff for that. But everything else, like you said, is free, which is the best part about it. Yes. Where can people find out more information, hours, parking, everything else?
Our website is the best place, and that's www.polkmuseumofart.org. And we also have a Facebook page, Mayfair by the Lake, MidFlorida Mayfair by the Lake. And like us, because that's what we're all about, trying to get some word out for everybody.
Arts and more arts.
Yeah.
But sports in there too.
Absolutely.
Actually, for several years we had Arts and Athletes Festival in conjunction with Mayfair. It was fun. Good time. Yeah. Ladies, thanks so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you on. I always look forward to this show every single year to talk with the Mayfairies. Then I'm just going to ride around with them a little bit on the weekend instead.
There you go.
Yeah, because
you just volunteered. You're going to be one of the
drivers.
Yeah.
We're going to put you in one of the time slots.
Please follow up with him on that. I'll get you all his contact information.
You can be an honorary fairy.
There you go.
I can't take that bait. Ladies, once again, thanks. We greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Well, we're not going to stop there. We also have an arts and cultural update with none other than our own Jessica Roberts, the queen, the maven of arts and culture in Polk County. Here she is, everybody. Kris and Mark will be back right after this.
Welcome to this edition of Arts and Culture, a Polk County tradition. I'm Jessica Roberts, here to tell you about some great upcoming events taking place across Polk County this month. Bok Tower Gardens will be celebrating National Public Gardens Day on May 11th. When you present a current membership to any public garden at the entrance gate, you'll receive free admission to the gardens. Fantasy of Flight's Legends and Legacy series continues on May 11th and 12th with D-Day, the Invasion of Normandy. This event will feature D-Day heroes in a question and answer setting, plus you'll have the opportunity to participate in a meet and greet autograph signing session. Legends and Legacies is included in the cost of general admission at Fantasy of Flight. Lakeland Community Theater will present The Real Thing on May 11th and 12th. Tom Stoppard's The Real Thing was first performed in 1982. The play is set in London and is about the relationship between an actress and a Scottish soldier imprisoned for burning a memorial wreath during a protest. The Real Thing won the 1984 Tony Award for Best Play, so this is one you won't want to miss. Polk Museum of Art will host MidFlorida Mayfaire by the Lake on May 12th and 13th. As many of you know, Mayfaire is a free community weekend, all centered around beautiful award-winning art. Over 180 artists will be showing their work on the shores of Lake Morton during the day, and a free street party will be held on Lake Mears Promenade Saturday night. Plan to cheer the Mayfaire Classic 5K runners, listen to live music, and enjoy fireworks, so bring a blanket and chairs and come enjoy the evening. Florida Dance Theater brings a freshly choreographed interpretation of The Firebird, a classic Russian ballet, to Polk Theater on May 12th. See this exciting new version of the classic Firebird story that originally premiered at Opera Paris in 1910. Contact Florida Dance Theater for more details. Free admission to Bok Tower Gardens will be offered to all mothers in celebration of Mother's Day on May 13th. Lakeland Community Theater will present Always Patsy Cline, a musical complete with down-home country humor, true emotion, and audience participation, May 18th through the 20th. The show, featuring 27 classic songs, was inspired by Cline's letters to fans, which were consistently signed Love Always, Patsy Cline. Theater Winter Haven's Theater Academy program presents Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing, May 18th through the 20th. Based on the popular series from Judy Blume, Tales from a Fourth Grade Nothing is a contemporary story with a lighthearted approach to today's modern family. The Polk County Historical Museum will host Classic Games Night on May 19th. Guests can play classic board games provided by the museum or bring their own family favorites to share with others. Light refreshments will be served, and this is a free event for all ages. The Ritz Theater in Winter Haven has collaborated with Frostproof's successful Raymond Theater to present Death is a Cabernet, Old Chum, a murder mystery dinner on May 19th. The evening includes wine, cheese, dinner, and a combined cast of characters in the theater's first Hands Across Arts adventure. Most museum goers only get to see a fraction of a museum's collection due to the cost, time, and space required to frame and house artwork. So a large number of pieces go unframed and stored in what is called the flat files. Polk Museum of Art will be showcasing some of their never-before-seen treasures in the new exhibit From the Flat Files, now through May 26th. Don't forget, admission to Polk Museum of Art is free every Saturday morning. Well, folks, this has been a quick glance at all the exciting arts and culture events taking place around Polk County this month. For details about these events and more, go to visitcentralflorida.org. Until next time, I'm Jessica Roberts from Polk County's Tourism and Sports Marketing Office, and I look forward to seeing you at some of these great events.
Everybody, and welcome back. Mark Jackson along with Kris Keprios for this edition of Sports Central. And Kris, arts, culture, athletics, they all kind of go hand in hand. And we've got a busy, busy month. May is just absolutely unbelievable when it comes to sporting events, and there's no shortage of activities, but there is a shortage of rooms on some of the weekends. I do know that.
Yes, especially Mayfaire, MidFlorida Mayfaire by the Lake weekend and others. It's going to be a very busy month. So
some great stuff.
Yeah, this local update segment is brought to you by Peebles Barbecue. Great place over there in Auburndale. And actually, a little known fact, the All Sports Awards are coming up. The committee meeting today, enjoying some Peebles Barbecue right now.
All
We're
Sports
missing
Awards.
out.
That's the Polk County All Sports Awards and Hall of Fame, and it's in June. And
last Tuesday in June, the Hall of Fame selections will actually be made today. So by our next show, we'll be able to talk about some of the inductees that'll be going into the Hall of Fame.
Into the Hall of Fame.
And then we'll...
How many this year do you have a get?
Don't know. It's going to be up to the committee. They're deciding as we speak, actually. So we'll see how many go in. Usually it's 4, maybe 5, depending on who's on the ballot. So
that's some good stuff. And then the All Sports Awards, the Ledger writers, sports team. They're involved very, very heavily, and certainly couldn't do it without them. It's a joint effort.
Yeah, great partners at the Ledger, and they help us with all of the nominations for the All Sports Awards categories. And again, that'll be the last Tuesday in June, so we'll be talking more about that on coming shows.
Well, this weekend, 4th, 5th, and 6th have the State Cup Finals. The Homeschool World Series.
Yes.
Yeah, had the State Cup, President's Cup last weekend, State Cup coming up. So I mean, there's so much stuff going on. It's hard to keep it all straight, everybody. But the Homeschool World Series at Lake Myrtle Sports Park.
Yeah, they've been here all week actually participating in that event, and it's a unique event because a lot of the events we see come in on the weekends. Obviously, children and kids and participants are in school during the week, except during the summer. But Homeschool World Series all week, so it's great business for hotels and restaurants during the week. So we're happy to have them here. The championships will take place this weekend at Lake Myrtle. Great event.
So you get to see some baseball, and it's free, and
it is.
Head out there and watch some great competition. Homeschool World Series. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I guess what is it? 19 states, I believe. The homeschoolers don't have an opportunity to play with the high schools and so on. So they formed their own association, their own league, coming in from all over the country.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of an interesting opportunity to see some really good talent, and that's going on this weekend.
Yeah, of course, taking place in Auburndale. Another event coming to Auburndale is the Auburndale Hoops Polk Pride Challenge. That's going to be next weekend, the 11th through the 13th. A great event. And staying in Auburndale again with soccer now, of course, at Lake Myrtle, we have all the soccer fields there, or many soccer fields there. Some great
all
fields.
International size too.
Yeah. And of course, home to Florida U Soccer, which they will be hosting the State Cup Finals over a couple different weekends coming up. So we're looking forward to having that as well. Some of the many events that Florida U Soccer Association brings to Polk County.
Well, soccer is going to be a big deal here in Polk County. The ESPN Disney Wide World of Sports Memorial Day Soccer Tournament is coming up over Memorial Day. Imagine that. But that's going to be a huge event done in partnership with Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing. But the ESPN Wide World of Sports folks, great people to work with, and bringing in hundreds, thousands and thousands of kids, their parents, families. It'll be a zoo.
Yeah, we talked earlier about Ironman, how that's event is here now, and it's just a testament to our facilities and our community that events are coming from Disney. We're partnering with Disney on events. They recognize the great quality of our facilities here.
And it's a competitive market too. You take a look at the world of competing for getting sports events in a particular destination. You're competing against everything from Las Vegas to New York City to Miami, Orlando. They're right here.
Yeah.
So it's and there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
So that's some great stuff. But that's coming up the 26th and 27th over Memorial Weekend. Lots and lots of soccer going on. But not to be outdone, softball's taken a little dip in adult numbers lately, but girls fast pitch softball is probably the hottest thing in the softball world, and has been for the last 10, 12 years. And at the Bartow Softball Complex over Memorial Weekend, there's a huge Independent Softball Association tournament. You want to see some of the best girls in the country play fast pitch softball, flinging that softball over the plate. That'd be a good place to do it.
And then we mentioned another, the 5K that has to do with Mayfair, but also another 5K coming up, actually a unique setting, Bach Tower Gardens. First time I think they've ever hosted a 5K out there, the Carillon Classic, and this is going to be the inaugural event. FPRA, the Florida Public Relations Association, Polk County chapter, that's a tough one to say, is putting that event on. It's for a good cause, so that's coming up on the 26th. So.
Well, we have some people to thank for all the time, the effort in bringing these folks in today, and we've had some great talent coming in. Many thanks. Rich Humber, and of course our Mayfairies, and Patrick McGee with Ironman 70.3 in Haines City. That's going to be huge.
And also some of our partners that make this show possible: Abuelos, Sunsplash Vacation Home, Hampton Inn Lakeside Village, Texas Cattle Company, and the Holiday Inn Winter Haven. Some great partners.
You bet. Well, if you can't get enough of Kris and Mark, you can check out the following dates and times for re-airs of this show. But our next live broadcast and subsequent re-airs, May 18th, everybody. So check out PGTV, Sports Central for Kris and Mark, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks. Stick around, everybody, for
Lots of action coming up on PGTV. We appreciate your time. We'll see you again next time.